So thank you guys for hopping on tonight's team call. Today is the 8th. Oh my gosh, I do this every single time. Today is November 8th. It's a huge night because tonight is the election for the United States. And a lot of people either are like on the edge of their seat. They don't care. They think it's going to bomb either way. So what better way to spend our night instead of being stressed out about this election than growing and improving ourselves, right? So the topic tonight is creating your avatar. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. When I first signed up as a coach, and this is like way back when caveman walked the earth, I feel like now. So four years ago, I did a project called Creating Your Avatar. I did it with Mindy Wender. She's a top 10 coach. She's in our upline, and she talked to us about how to create your avatar, right? The way I did it is not how I'm going to teach you now. The way I'm going to teach you now is actually how I was guided to do it through my spiritual coach, because he leads with like the law of attraction and things that are like actually you instead of who you want to attract. I guess it's a double standard, I guess, if you will. But one thing that I wanted to make sure that you guys understand is when you're creating an avatar is like your ideal coach or your ideal customer. Because if we try to help everybody, we're not going to be helping anybody. Does that make sense? When you try to help men, women of all ages, of all shapes and sizes, all backgrounds, all situations, you're not going to help anybody because you're not sticking to a certain type, which your certain type should be someone that you're related to, right? So I know firsthand that I have a bunch of my girls that are like, oh, I use this and I use this and I get all these great feedbacks and I get all these messages, and they're like men. I 110% guarantee that none of you have a man who's 6'5", Shanteen abs in your avatar. He's not your avatar. You could double tap on Instagram all you want, but he's not your avatar. And when they come to you, like I have this weird random guy that is a lead through Beachbody, right? His name's Fred. He's a 21-year-old kid. Every 6 months or so, I'll get a message from Fred. How do I get a six-pack? How do I get a six-pack? I'll tell him it's your nutrition. He's like, no. It has to be more than that. Kid, it's your nutrition. And then he's like, no, I see you on Instagram and you got abs. And I'm like, I don't know how to work with you. Stop. I'm just telling you. Here, do the 21-day fix. Oh, that's girly. I can't do that. You're talking to a girl right now. Like, I don't know how to help you. This is what I'm saying. Like, if it was a girl and she's like, hey, girl, how do I get abs? Then I'm like, put down the piece of cake. Let's work on eating some other stuff. And, we vibe. You get each other. But when you're trying to work with a 21-year-old kid who goes to college and eats bonbons and top ramen all day long and doesn't think that his nutrition is what needs fixing, I can't help you. If he was an emotional eater, maybe we can talk. But he wasn't that either. So this is why creating your avatar is so important, because you can narrow down the people that you're trying to help, and it's going to cause you less stress and less heartache when you're reaching out to certain people, because you're more likely, listen to this, you're more likely to get yeses from people that are your avatar, right? How many of you guys like legit are tired of hearing no's? Guess what? That's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. But I'm going to tell you, more often than not, you're going to hear yeses when you're directing your market to people just like you. And I'm going to tell you how to do that tonight. So the thing that I'm going to have you guys do, and this is like a homework assignment, and we can do it right here because it's not going to be a very long call, so we can do it together. So it's called a clarity and contrast model. And maybe you could just write down notes too, because this is something that you're going to want to teach your coaches. Maybe you don't have any coaches yet, or maybe you do, but it's something good to pass on. So it's called a clarity and contrast model. And you split it up like a T. So on one side, you say, I don't want. And on the other side of your paper, on the other side of the T, it's I do want. And you want to be selfish. It is okay to be selfish in this. And it's funny. So I actually had to do mine on a conference call with my spiritual coach and three other entrepreneurs. One's an egg farmer. The other one, it does holistic preschool teaching, which is really awesome. And then the other one is a musician who teaches college students to pay for their college through music, which is really cool. Like a bunch of different entrepreneurs, right? So I actually had to do this assignment through them, and he called on everybody, right? Like, I don't necessarily call on you guys all the time. Maybe I should, but to like speak up and be open and be honest and selfish about what it is that you don't want and what it is that you do want, right? So my personal list of things that I don't want is very small. And I told him, I was like, is this weird? And he said, the more that you read personal development, the more that you have worked on your self-growth, you won't really pay attention to the things that you don't want as much as the things that you do want. So, and it doesn't matter if you guys just started personal development yesterday, if you haven't picked up a book in 6 months, if maybe you're on your first page, if maybe you read 600 books, it doesn't matter where you're at in your personal development journey. That's just a side note, because it seems like, and we've all been there. We've all been there at that point in our life where before we were introduced to personal development, right? Where a lot of the times we focused on the negative. Oh, I don't want this. Oh, I don't want that. Oh, I don't want dirty dishes. Oh, I don't want folded laundry. Oh, I don't want blah, 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 blah. Oh, wait, I do want folded laundry. Just kidding. I don't want to fold laundry. But all this stuff, right? We'd always talk about the things that we don't want. Well, the more we read Brené Brown and Tony Robbins and all these things, we focus on the things that we do want, especially if we're focusing on manifestation or law of attraction. Because we know that the more you focus on something, the more the universe gives it to you, right? Whether you want to see it like that or not, I promise you. How often do you wake up in the morning, shit starts going sideways, you focus on everything bad, what comes to you throughout the rest of the day? Bad stuff, right? Same thing happens if you're focusing on good stuff. Maybe you had a great conversation with your girlfriend or your mom in the morning, and then later on in the day, like, you don't burn your omelet. I just made a post about how I'm not perfect, and I always burn my freaking omelets. It's always the first one. I always toast it. Don't know how it happens. My second one is always thebomb.com. So I burn my omelet. So when I make my omelet, I cook it perfectly. And then look, I get a promotion from my boss, or not in this business. I mean, I would build my own promotion, but you know what I mean? Like, things just happen the more you focus on. So as you're reading personal development, you stop focusing so much on the things that you don't want, or you start letting them go easier, right? I mean, to be honest, I'm really hard on myself when it comes to letting things go. That I need to work on that. That's me being humble. That's more personal development that I need in that area. But so I'm going to say a couple of the things where I don't, oh my God, my hair's a mess. I'm sorry. What I don't want, to give you guys some ideas. So I don't want someone I have to convince. This means convince to be a coach, convince to buy a challenge pack, convince to read personal development, convince to open their package when they get it, convince them to open their Shakeology sample that I sent them, convince them that they're good enough to even put in the work. Okay? I don't want someone that does not work well in a team setting. I like independence, and yes, I think that's great, but I need people to fit in this, right? This is my vibe, and I need people to fit in that, or they're not going to mesh well at all. Someone who pulls away and gets silent when the going gets tough. I used to be like that, and I know how hard it is when someone tries to reach out to you, and you just like I completely, when I was hurting the most, I would block away my mom, I would block away my best friends, I would block away everyone because I didn't want to share it with them. And it was hard for me to get help if I wasn't willing to be vocal about what was going on. And so I need that from other people because I'm a fixer. And not so much I want to fix other people, but I need to be able to help them. And so if they pull away and get shy or silent, or think that they're going to disappoint me because of something messed up in their life, or life hit the fan and they had to step back from their nutrition or whatever, I need them to be honest with me because I'm honest all the time with them, right? Men is on my I don't want. Funny enough, it's literally on there. And then energy suckers. I don't want to be going in a conversation every single day where I feel drained. You guys know those conversations, right? Where you talk to, maybe it's a coworker or your Aunt Sally or, you know, whoever, and they're just like, they complain, they nag, anything you tell them is not good enough. They don't believe you, and you just leave that conversation. You put the phone down or you walk away from your desk and you're like, whew. Like, it's exhausting, right? So that's what I don't want. That's all on my list. That's all of the I don't wants. And I felt very selfish when I was writing these things down. And I'm like, well, I used to be that person that needed convincing. I used to be that energy sucker that sucked energy out of people. But you know what? If you say that, that's all you're going to attract. If you focus on what you market is the person that you used to be, that's all that you will attract. Not the person that you are today and not where you're going. You will not attract those people. Does that make sense? So what you do want, you want to be super specific and narrow it down. So I'm going to read some of mine off. I want moms because I could relate to moms, right? Someone who has felt a struggle. There's a lot of people that I talk to on a daily basis that they've never been in a hardship, or they, you know, maybe they just need to lose 5-10 pounds. They don't struggle with emotional eating. They've never been to that dark spot. And it's really hard for me to connect with them. And they don't really connect with me either. So I need someone that has been through a struggle. Maybe it's their environment or their childhood or health issues or relationship issues. But I need that. As weird as it sounds, I need that from someone to have been through a struggle, because we could feel each other's pain. Does that make sense? I need someone that's funny, because it's weird for me when I try to crack a joke and they don't laugh and I'm like, yeah, that's super lame. And so I feel lame, and then I start getting insecure, and then I will push away and it will just be weird for everybody. So they need to be funny. Selfless, loves helping people and working with others. Kind, thoughtful, caring, not afraid to be themselves. We all have different funky things about ourselves, right? Some of us have been able to share a few of them, some of us not. Some of us are working on them. I'm still working on a lot of my weird things that make me who I am. But we have to not be afraid to be ourselves. And one of the hardest things is this comparison thing that we start doing when we become a coach, right? Like, oh, why is this person hitting Success Club? Or why is that girl losing 10 pounds? I'm doing the same program as her and I'm not getting those results. Because her body is different than your body. Her life is different than your life. Her success is based around her environment and everything else, and so is yours. Maybe you're not as consistent as her. Maybe she's not as consistent as you. Maybe someone has more support. Maybe everyone is at a different part of their journey in their life, right? I used to compare myself to Brandy Botts because we signed up the same exact day. 2 years into coaching, I was a 1-star diamond. She was a 15-star diamond. And I was like, what is she doing that I'm not doing? What am I doing wrong? She had more stuff together. And when I say that, like at the time she was married and she had a house and I was going through a divorce, but I was still comparing. And I'm like, I'm putting in the same amount of work, but your lives are completely different. So that's why we need to be okay with being ourselves and embrace that, right? Because we're all different. Even though we're misfits, even though we're on the same team, we're all different in our own little ways, and we have so much to offer. And when you market that to other people, like a lot of you are really freaking good at being yourselves on social media, right? You don't care. You're just like, I'm showing up, right? And those are the people that you're attracting to, because they're like, oh my gosh, it's brave. When you see people being unapologetically themselves on social media, the first thing you think is courageous or brave. And people want to be a part of that, right? So keep being yourself. Or that's what I want to attract that's what I want is people being themselves. This is a huge one for me. Already working. How do you spell yes? Y-E-S? Sorry. someone already working on building their inner strength or self-love. Because coming from a person who was at rock bottom in this area, I knew that no amount of love or personal development or anything that anyone would give me at that point in time, I wasn't ready to take. You have to be willing to work on yourself, or you have to be working on yourself already to let other people in. Does that make sense? So this is why it's really big for me. I need someone that loves animals. Sorry, T. Totally called you. I'm just kidding. Loves to dance or just have fun. Loves being around people. Spiritual, positive energy. Like I was just talking about energy suckers. Like you can't help but wanting to talk to this person, like reach out, because you know that your day is going to get better no matter what the conversation is like. You reach out to them and they're like, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, yay. Then you leave, and I don't know who has conversations like that, so I apologize. But then you leave and you just feel good. So I want people with positive energy. I want people willing to turn their dreams into a reality. We all know what it was like being 4 or 5 years old. All we remembered is being in this beautiful wedding dress and like floating on clouds and riding white horses and eating marshmallows on our wedding day, right? Like we all have these big crazy dreams when we're little. But for whatever reason, a lot of us lose that. We lose that dream. And then when we lose that dream, we lose that willpower to work for that dream, to turn it into a reality. And so I want to attract people. I want to work with people that still have that dream, as crazy as it is. If they still want to dream about riding unicorns and eating marshmallows on top of clouds, the more the merrier. Bring them on. And if they're willing to work for that, I mean, it's going to be some hard work working for that, but let's go. Because I want people that dream big with no limits. Not afraid of challenges. We all know in our own health and fitness journey, we're faced with challenges. Maybe health issues, maybe injuries, maybe financial issues that cause you to stop buying organic, delicious foods and you have to supplement with other stuff. In our business, we all know that there's challenges, right? We get no's, we forget to invite, we don't post for 3 days, things like that. I want to work with women that are 5 years younger than me and 5 years older than me because we can relate better. I don't work with early or younger girls that are in their 18, 19, 20s. I don't, because I'm a mom, I'm old, I go to bed at 8:30 on Friday nights. They don't get that. They think I'm weird, and I need someone that understands my 8:30 bedtime on a Friday night. Someone that's family oriented. And then adventurous, beach bum, lover, and not afraid to try new things. I need someone that's adventurous, spontaneous, loves to have fun, just a playful spirit, right? Because when I'm posting things about, kayaking or hiking or things like that, I want the people that I'm attracting to be attracted to that, to my lifestyle. They need to fit. So you need to be thinking about attracting your new BFF, right? Basically, who you're going to be attracting to is very similar to who you are, right? You have to vibe well. You have to mesh well, because otherwise it's going to be uncomfortable and awkward for everybody, right? Because you guys hang out with me every Tuesday night. Some of you hang out with me more, and maybe some of you maybe not want to hang out with me that often, but that's fine. That's fine. I don't take offense. That's okay. I'll cry later. But what you guys want to do is want to be really specific with it. And I have mine written down on a big piece of paper here. And after you guys do this, like write down every nitty gritty of the things you do not want and the things that you want. Then I want you to write it in a life story. Bring this person to life. And you can incorporate our mission statement or your vision statement or whatever your purpose is behind becoming a Beachbody coach. See, I created a mission statement, and hopefully you guys all vibe with it, of I empower women to help build or find their inner strength to become unstoppable. So while I'm doing that, I'm helping women who are moms, who are not afraid of challenges, who are not afraid to be themselves. So I'm going to write this all in a life story, right? exactly who I want to be working with. And then I'm going to sit it next to my computer. Then every time I post about my workout, me being a coach, a recipe, a challenge group invite, a motivational quote, anything, I'm going to be posting directly to this person. Because like I said at the beginning, if you try to help everybody, you're not going to be helping anybody. How many times have you guys posted something, maybe a part of your story or a motivational quote, or shared a part of a book, and you've had at least one person say, oh my God, I've been feeling that same exact way today? Anybody? Yeah, you have. Because you attract people that are just like you. And the more often that you narrow down your posts like that, the more you're going to have comments like that. Oh my God, Teresa, I needed to hear that today. Oh my gosh, Katie, I'm feeling the same exact way. Oh my God, Megan, why I needed to hear this sooner. Because what you are doing now, you're taking the focus on what you think everyone should be hearing and focus on what your heart is saying, right? Whether it's part of your story. Maybe you were able to hold plank 10 seconds longer, and this is how you felt before and this is how you felt now. Or maybe this is a recipe that you made and you're very proud of yourself because you used to be a really crummy cook and, whatever. And then you get all this attention from women or your avatar just like you, who had the same struggles, who felt the same way, who shared the same pain. And they feel that connection, that bond instantly with you because they're like, wow. But if you stay surface level and try to help the masses because you're so obsessed of helping somebody, you don't care who it is, you're never going to be in depth with them. You're never going to find that true connection with them. And that's why it's so important to create an avatar, to create a specific person that you want to work with. Hold on. And so some of the things that my spiritual coach gave me, and I'm going to share them with you, just to share them with you. One of the things he suggested is to have more progress with your, whether it's getting challengers or clients, customers, coaches, whatever, is recruiting up. And he said to go for people that either have already been on their fitness journey, already been on their self-love journey, already looking for some kind of entrepreneur vibe work thing where they could work on their own. Maybe mom is in your want list. So you could look for stay-at-home moms, because a lot of us who have been stay-at-home moms know we wanted that purpose of something more than just a mom, right? But when I'm going to be honest, when he first told me to recruit up, I was like, I felt weird about that. I'm like, I don't even know what that means, really. I don't know what recruiting up means. And he said, those are going to be the people that you don't have to convince to read personal development. Those are the people that you're not going to have to tag in trainings, because they're going to show up and be there before you even wake up in the morning. Those are going to be the people who do their personal development, their workout, their Shakeology without you having to check in on them every day. And I started thinking, and I'm like, wait, don't we have these already? I mean, like, to me, like, that's just weird. Like, I don't know. So if that makes sense to you, I wanted to share that with you, because at the time I was like, sometimes he says stuff that I don't really understand, but it's fine. And then he also said, focus on people that are already into fitness and wellness. Because here's another thing. You don't have to convince them that they are worthy to do it. You don't have to convince them to work out. You don't have to convince them to eat healthy. They're already doing it. But I try to explain it to him like there's a little bit of saturation when it comes to people that are already into health and fitness, and they're getting bombarded by Herbalife and It Works and bodybuilding this. And you guys know on Instagram, right? You get like bombarded with all these like, try this and try this. And, oh, you're not a Beachbody coach, so you must try my group or whatever. But he said that if you think about who you want to work with, it's very similar to who you are today and who you want to be 5 years from now. Because I told him once, with my first 2 years of coaching, all I talked about is the girl I used to be. All I talked about is how much I lacked self-love, how much I didn't believe in myself, how bad my relationship was in my marriage. That's all I talked about. And guess what? I got a lot of women who struggled with loving themselves. I got a lot of women in abusive relationships because that's all I talked about. That's all I talked about. None of them are coaches anymore. They all fell off. None of them are even challengers anymore. But when I came to focus, I don't even remember who I was talking to about this, but I was told you can't only share the story of who you were when you first started your journey, because that is all you're going to attract. But if you start talking about who you used to be versus who you are now and who you're going to be, those are the people you're going to attract, right? You're going to attract the people that are driven. You're going to attract the people that are hardworking. You're going to attract the dreamers, the doers, the people that are team oriented, the people that love recognition and love life and love getting together with other like-minded individuals that love to help other people. But if you focus so much on the person that you used to be, yes, it's important for us to share our story, but don't just share the story of the person that you used to be. That's why Transformation Tuesday photos are so awesome, because you could share who you were and share who you are today, right? So just really, I want you guys to really be specific and selfish, and don't feel weird about it. If you have more on your don't want, that's completely fine. That's you being specific of the things that you need, right? If you have even amount, that's fine too. There's no right or wrong way to create a clarity and contrast model. But we need to do this because, like I said, you cannot help everybody. The other day I posted a picture of money on top of the washer and wrote "Finders Keepers, suckers." My kids left it in their pockets. I had so many that responded to that. It was real. And the moms loved it and understood it. Yeah, I love that, Ashley. That's really cute. All I ever find in my daughter's pockets was little rocks, or was rocks when she was little. Yeah, I'm probably going to be that mom too. Or coloring crayons in the washer machine, right? But okay, so I'm going to call on some of you, okay? Because I want to hear, and you could tell me whatever list you want. So, Jane, my kid is 16 and I still find rocks. That's cute. Okay, so Tracy, I'm going to unmute you, dear. Share some things that either you do want or you don't want.
I don't want the person that I need to convince as well. I find like that I attracted a lot of those people over the last 2 years, and I think that I'm over it, and it isn't working. Obviously, it doesn't work. And what I do want is somebody who does want to build on their dreams. So, so those are the people that I am changing my avatar towards.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Tracy. All right, Mallory, do you want to share?
Sure. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, you might hear like a kid's saxophone in the background eventually.
Oh,
fun. I want people who believe that it's actually possible to build something out of this, not people who are not convinced that it won't work, that they just are wanting something different but don't really believe that it'll work. And then I don't want the negative energy. I don't want negative people. I don't want people who basically break themselves down before they even try to build themselves up.
I love that. Those are awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. All right, Dana, before you fall asleep, girl.
Okay. I need somebody that's crazy like me. I need somebody who's like just out there, like can get on live and just be themselves and like be I can't think of the word, like just be, like, don't be afraid to be yourself, and also just be driven.
Right.
So, and things that I don't want is, I guess, the same thing, like to be convinced. Like, I don't want to have to hold somebody's hand every step of the way. I need somebody to be confident, maybe, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you. Those are good ones. Before I call on any more people, I'm going to tell you guys something really quick. So today I actually had my reading done with tarot cards. I don't know if you guys have ever done that or anything. But so one of the things she was telling me is talking about energy vibration. And this goes in relationships, it goes friendships, it goes any kind of clients, any kind of relationships. And she said, whatever vibration that you're vibrating at, you need someone that's going to match you. Otherwise, it's going to be like a battery when you're trying to like push them towards like the opposite or the negative energies or negative whatever, all that mumbo jumbo. They push away, when you try to push batteries close together. So she said that you need people that vibrate on the same frequency as you do, because like when you grow, they're going to be growing next to you, right? Like we all do. We've all been reading personal development and we're all growing. But if you get that person and they're down here and you keep going, maybe they're going to try to get up there. If they don't, all it's going to do is going to be disintegrated. It's going to be pushing away. We've probably all felt that, in like some form of relationship, whether it was an ex or a friendship or whatever. If you're not on the same wavelength or vibrates, I forgot the word already, but frequency, the vibrations frequency, you just push each other away. And that's why, I don't know about you guys, when I first started coaching, I thought my biggest supporter was going to be my best friend at the time. I really did. I thought she was going to be so excited for me. Guess why? Because she was a Beachbody coach before. She actually gave me greenberry Shakeology, didn't tell me how to try it. I drank it and I thought it was disgusting. I was like, oh my God, people pay $100 for this garbage. It's disgusting. I'll never drink Shakeology. A year and a half later, I signed up as a coach and I drank myself some Shakeology. And it was not greenberry and I knew how to make it. And I thought she was going to be, my biggest support. She was going to be excited for me. Here I was growing. Here she was not. We were no longer vibrating at the same frequency. And it sucked. It really sucks when you find out that you're growing and other people don't want to grow too, but that's not your choice. You can't pull people or convince them to grow with you. It has to be on their terms. Anyways, sorry. That was a little side note. Megan, what about you, girlfriend? Oh, I heard you cuss. I unmuted you already. Uh-oh. We can't hear you. Uh-oh. It's your get out of jail free card here. I guess I could just make you type it in the chat. What? My biceps, Yvette? What are you talking about? Okay, Megan, I'll let you work it. I'll let you type it in the chat. All right, Chelsea, what about you, girl?
Maybe for my birthday.
Are you maybe for your birthday?
Oh, sorry. I was being really rude. My brother made chocolate cake and was like, you want some? I was like, no, it's not vegan. He's like, how do you know it's not vegan? I was like, because I know it's not vegan. Anyway, what was the question? I'm sorry. I was being really rude. You want to know my do's and my don'ts and stuff, right?
Yeah, your do and you don't want.
I also do not want negative energy in my life. It's taken me a long time to get rid of a lot of negative energy. And so I also do not want that. Something I do want is, people that are quirky and into stuff like me. I guess that's what we all want, but I don't know, it's hard. It's like when you put it like that, it's hard to think about. Like, I guess I need to like really like dig deep and like really think about who it is I want to, completely attract. But a lot of the same things that, you know, everybody else has already really said, I feel the same. So.
This is a really hard task to do if you've never thought about it.
Yeah.
Like if we've been so focused on just doing our daily tasks every day, we don't really pay attention to who it is that we're trying to attract, right?
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I sat down to try to do this, I was like, I don't know who I want to attract. Like, I mean, wouldn't everybody try to attract the same person? But the more I thought about it, that's not it at all. Like, because we're all so different. We all like different things. We all struggled with different things. We all have different quirks and stuff. And so we're not all going to attract the same people. I bet you on here, we're going to attract a lot of different people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're so different, but yet we're all the same in some way, shapes, or form.
Right.
So this is something hard I'm giving you guys that I'm calling on you right now, because it is hard, especially if you never thought about it before. So
it's also because like I'm still trying to discover like who I really am and like what it is like I'm trying to drive for, I guess. So I guess, you know, in figuring that out, I am also figuring out, you know, who I'm trying to attract.
Right.
So, and I get a lot of, like you said on Instagram, crazy men and bodybuilders and it works people. And I'm like, no, I need different hashtags. Right.
I need different hashtags. Yeah. So maybe this is a task that can help you start attracting.
I hope.
Start attracting more. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Kelsey.
Sorry about
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'll blame the brother. We could always blame it on men somehow.
I came home, they were making cake. I'm like, why are you guys doing all this stuff to try to tempt me? You know, I'm trying to be good here.
I'm eating on the Core de Force plan here, man.
Chocolate cake does not fit that pan right now.
I can't fit it in a yellow. Okay, Megan said, I want someone who is motivated to help others as with me, is caring and has a big heart like me and won't give up on people. I don't want energy suckers. Awesome. Okay. Jane. I unmuted you, girlfriend.
I know, I noticed that. I'm still trying to work on figuring out who I am and what I'm wanting. But definitely the energy suckers know. Right. And I'm trying to get rid of the negative in my life. I can't have that around. And just anybody's trying to better themselves.
Perfect. Awesome. Great. Yeah. I love it. Good job, Jane. All right. Hillary. I'm just going to go around in a circle now, or a square, whatever you call this.
I would say I don't want anyone that has drama. Like I don't want people, the drama and the whiny and the drive you annoying people. I don't know. I get to get a lot of those lately. And I guess what I do want is someone who wants more. Like wants more.
I love that.
Wants something else than what they have right now.
I love that. That's awesome. I've never actually heard of, or thought about that. I want someone who just wants more out of life. Like that's awesome. Good job. Thanks, Hillary.
Thanks.
And by the way, I've got to say about the whiners too. I don't want whiners, but this morning I was totally a whiner when I tried the Sphinx Blaster. If all y'all are doing Core de Force and you tried dynamic strength, I don't know anyone in their right mind besides Jericho herself that can do those, because I feel like a T-Rex. I feel like a beach whale at the same time. It's the most awkward. I don't even know. It's just weird.
With your booty in the air.
With your booty in the air.
I was like, what am I doing right now? I'm glad I did this at home instead of the gym today.
That's weird. And then you do it on your toes. It's just weird. All right, Katie.
All right. So I've been making a little bit of a list as we're going, but so my main thing is I don't want somebody that is combative. Like that's my main thing. I kind of get irritated and agitated with people that either kind of one-up you or, you know, just always have something negative to say. And then another thing that I don't want is no men, obviously, because I don't like a lot of guys. They just, you know, they have that vibe and I don't want that. And then as far as what I do want is I want somebody that's interested in like more natural wellness, like essential oils and more holistic nutrition and things like that.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Katie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Victoria.
I jumped on late, so
so we're talking about we're creating a clarity and contrast model of things that we do want and the things that we don't want when attracting people to us. We're creating our avatar.
Okay.
So everyone's just sharing one or two things of the things that they do want or they don't want to attract when it comes to the person that they're attracting.
I want somebody who's like ambitious and driven and they're like high spirited. I don't know, like I am. I'm kind of like that. Okay, I'm talking.
We're not showing that we're artists. Get out of here. My sister weird.
Sorry.
Hey, a lot of us are moms on here. We know it.
They want you guys to see one thing, then they'll leave me alone.
Okay.
Can you guys see that?
It's a drawing of something. I can't see.
It's a drawing of the Joker in a lab coat with science stuff.
Oh, very cool. Who's the artist?
My daughter right here.
Awesome. You did a good job.
Okay. So yeah, I'm kind of like the rest of them because I'm trying to, like you were saying with the vibrations, I'm trying to attract more high vibe people, not the negative energy, because I've had that a lot in my life right now. So I'm trying to just leave that in the past and grow from where I am. So
good.
Yeah, I just want people who kind of like want the same things I do right now.
Awesome.
With them and tell them what they need, and then them still not want it.
Right.
Tell them what they need, but you know what I mean. You try to throw things, and then they still just are negative about it. I don't know.
Sure. You want high vibrations and not energy suckers.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Cherie. Unmuted you, girl.
Okay. I was thinking the same thing with like the negativity and egotistical people. Egos, I just don't agree with people that are like, yeah, I could do 25 pounds, you're 5 pounds. It's like, I care less. And second chances, I'm always a big believer on second chances. I always give people second chances, third chances, fourth chances, and motivation. Because if they don't have motivation, then it's just going to drag me down too. So
Right. Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Leah.
Can you hear me?
I can.
I've never talked into this thing before. So.
Yay!
I mean, I'm the same as everyone else. No negative energy. I don't want drama. People that are fun. I want funny. People that I have things in common with. Like other single moms. I've been a single mom for a long time, so I can, relate to other single moms. And I don't want the get rich quick guy or the 6-pack in a week guy, because he's no fun to deal with either. So
right.
So I mean, I just want people that, like you said, you have the same vibration, the same wavelength. You can hang out with them and be friends with them, and you can, motivate each other. So.
Right. Build a business together, right? Yeah. Awesome. And welcome, first time speaking on a Zoom. That's exciting. Thank you. Okay, I have 3 girls who are not on video. So, Nikki, are you there? I'm unmuting you, girl.
I am.
Yay! Okay, can you share?
I think I need extroverts, because I'm such an introvert that I need people to bring me out of my shell.
Okay.
And what I don't want, the soul suckers or whatever.
Right. Soul sucker. I like that. Awesome. I have a question. Is Amanda an extrovert?
I'm not sure. I think both of us together equal an extrovert.
Okay. I was going to say, there's no way that you guys together can be 2 introverts, because I see you. Not right now, but I see you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, hon. And T, I won't forget you. You were next on my square, but you were the only one that. Okay. So, Teresa, what would you like?
Okay. Well, you said you only had 3 on no video. I'm on video.
I know that. I'm sorry. You are on video. I'm sorry.
Okay. I don't want people that are draining, that are going to like, like those downer types that are just always negative, what they can't do, what they don't want to do, and all that. I can't have someone that I need to hold their hand through the whole process because I just don't have time for that. So that kind of leads me into what I do want is someone that's independent and a go-getter that can be self-driven and that I can give them the info and what they need to grow, but that they'll take it and run with it.
Right. Because
my time's so limited. And then just someone that's open for change and making a difference. That's really important to me. And then that I have a list, but one of the other major things is that I don't want is someone that can't be honest and straightforward. Like if I get so much of this where you start conversations with people and it's going so good and then they just fall off the grid. And that, like, I don't want someone that's just going to fall off the grid. Now, I know life happens and everything, so I don't give up. But a lot of times they just, they're like, yep, I'm doing this. And then when it comes down to it, it's like, don't bullshit me. I hate being bullshitted. Just be straight up. Like, if you don't want to do it, don't tell me you do.
Right. So. And the same thing goes along with your challengers. I'm sure some of you have felt with this when, someone says, oh, never mind. I'll let Kinsey talk real quick. Hold on. Kinsey said I have to hop off, but I have someone who has about 50 pounds to lose. Oh, she wants to work with someone who has about 50 pounds to lose or less, animal lover, getting married, dreamer, courageous, full-time jobs already, motivating, encouraging. Awesome. Thank you, Kinsey, for sharing, especially before you were hopping off. Okay. But T, going along what you were saying about, people that are honest, we work with so many people that are supposed to be focusing on nutrition and fitness, right? And if someone comes to you all the time and they're like, I'm not seeing results. I'm doing my workouts every day. I'm doubling my workouts and I'm eating blah, blah, blah. And you're like, well, how's your nutrition really? When you see them going out every other night, or you see them doing this, or they're not keeping track of what they're eating, but they're lying. They're not being honest with you, because we all know, we've all done a program or some part of a program where we weren't on T, right? And we knew why we weren't seeing results. So when people tell you that, but they're like, I'm not seeing results, I'm not understanding how this isn't happening. But if they're honest to you, then that's another way that you know how to help them too, if they're honest and if they're straightforward.
Right. And that's my big thing, because I'm brutally honest. If I'm effing up, I'm going to let you know. Like, yeah, I haven't been on point. Like even right now, I mean, my nutrition's so out there. Like, I know I need to get it in check, but I'll admit it to anybody that asks me. And so I expect honesty to come back to me.
Right.
Important
awesome.
to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Ashley. I unmuted you.
If you can hear my husband snoring, I'm so sorry. I mean, it's awful. Can you hear that? Oh my gosh. Maybe I need to go. Okay. I need someone. I'm sorry. It's not me. I promise.
Oh my God, that's the best thing ever. That is so funny.
Okay, I need somebody that's determined. I want somebody with a kind and understanding heart. I'm looking for other moms. I don't want negative Nancy's, and I don't want anybody that's not self-driven.
Awesome. Thank you so much, girl.
You're welcome. Thank you. Sorry about my husband.
It's funny. It's great. It's fine. So one of the things that I want to touch on, did you hear how many different wants or don't wants related to you? And guess what? We're a part of a team, right? So like I was saying, like we all have in some way, shape, or form, some form of connection, right? We don't want energy suckers. We want people that are driven and fun and like to do this, and moms, and there's a lot of single moms on here, and married moms, and just people that are family oriented. And when we start focusing more on what we market to other people, that's what you're going to attract too. So remember that, and make sure that you have that person in mind. I can't get her husband snoring out of my head. That was hilarious. But the more you keep that person in your mind every time you post, the easier it is for you to be able to post, right? Because how often have you tried to create a post? I haven't posted it all day. I need to create a post. And you sit there and you're like, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to capture attention from all these people and I don't know what to say. Have you guys ever been stumped like that before? But then you think, oh, here's this person that I have. Here's her life story right here. She needs to hear this today because this is what I'm feeling. It's going to be so easy for you guys to just develop that post really quick and just put it out there. Does she like a perfect post? Does she make you spend 2 hours on Canva or PicMonkey creating a picture? No, she don't care. What she needs to hear is how she could get through her struggle, or how she could fix meals when she's a single mom and her son is picky eater, or her kids are picky eaters. Does she need to hear how other moms love to dance around with their kids, or things like that? It's going to be so much easier and less time consuming for you, and it's going to make you feel better when you're posting because you're going to be connecting with people right off the bat instead of looking for those people. Does that make sense? So you guys, this is your homework. I want you to really sit down and be in depth. You don't have to do it tonight because I know a lot of you are East Coasters, or you get up early anyways. And I want you to create your avatar. And hey, there's some people that spend a long time. I've had coaches come to me saying, I just erased my whole entire PicMonkey cover photo on accident, and I spent an hour and a half doing it. I'm like, ooh, that's what? That's a different conversation, different topic. But so I want you to create your clarity and contrast model. I do not want, and I do want, and I want you to create it and write a life story of who your avatar is. Who is your ideal person, right? And to even make it more visual, maybe you're a visual person, you can put a picture with it. You can Google search. What is this person going to look like? What kind of background is she going to be in? Mine would be some chick on the beach, playing in the sand, her kid running probably naked in the water. That will be my life, right? I'm not kidding. That would be my avatar. Free spirit, wild, crazy hair, tattoos everywhere probably. But you want to be specific, and don't be afraid to be selfish, because this is someone, if you think about your business, do you want to be a Beachbody coach for life? Or at least until you retire, right? Then the people you're attracting are the people that you're going to want to work with that long, right? You don't just want people that are going to come and go. You want to attract lifers that you're there with for a lifetime. So do you want to attract the people that are negative? Because they're going to be negative all that time. Do you want to attract the people that are driven? Because you guys are going to drive each other the whole time, right? So be selfish. Don't feel bad. And really think on it, because if this is your first time thinking about the things that you do and don't want to attract, it's going to be hard. And that's okay. Just take some time. I'm not giving you a deadline. You don't have 24 hours. You don't have until next week. This is just for you. And when you complete it, it's going to make your business easier. Okay? Does anyone have any questions before we do our selfie? Does anyone know who won the election? Should I even bring that up right now? I'm sorry I brought that up. All right. So I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you for watching the recording.